Welcome inside the Scotiabank Arena. There's a lot of excitement and nervous energy inside and outside of here because it's game one of the Stanley Cup playoffs, first round between the Toronto Maple Leafs and Tampa Bay Lightning. Of course, if you're a Leafs fan, you already know this story. It's been almost 2 decades since they've been able to advance past the first round. Last year, stopping them from advancing, the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah, obviously a lot of excitement. The butterflies building, so obviously excited to be here at home and in front of our fans, and we know the type of atmosphere they're going to create.
The stage is set. The Leafs and Lightning will battle it out again in the first round of the playoffs, just 11 months after Tampa Bay ended the Leafs' playoff hopes in a dramatic 7-game series. While the Leafs are hoping to get out of their playoff rut, the Lightning are hoping to reach a 4th consecutive Stanley Cup final in as many years.
Playing for the Stanley Cup, it's always special. It's always exciting, and for our group, all we have in front of us is today's game and what we can do to prepare and be at our best for that.
The Leafs roster is significantly different than last year's. Before this year's trade deadline, they added a number of players, including Stanley Cup champions Ryan O'Reilly and Luke Schenn. Tuesday is a special moment for Schenn, who was drafted by the Leafs back in 2008, traded years later, and is now back with the franchise. For the Saskatchewan native, it's his first time playing in the playoffs as a Leaf.
It's been a long time in the making, and I don't know if you would have predicted in 2008 that my first playoff game would come in 2023, but yeah, it's been quite a journey.
How about Luke Schenn?
Schenn won 2 Stanley Cups with the Lightning. Steven Stamkos spoke highly of his former teammate.
He's obviously a very close friend of mine. He's a guy that you want on your team, especially at this time of the year. He's obviously, as you guys have seen firsthand, a very physical guy, and obviously a great team guy in the room as well. So, unfortunately, not on our side this time around. So, I don't know if there'll be many messages going back and forth until this series is over.
Both teams' experiences in the playoffs the last decade couldn't be more different, and the rosters also look a lot different. So, if you're unsure of how this series may go, don't worry, you're not alone.
It's you're feeling going into every playoff series, you're on a high. You're feeling good about yourself, your game and everything, and then you just don't exactly know what's going to happen.
If you are curious what hockey writers are predicting for this series between the Leafs and Lightning, for the most part, they're picking the Leafs in 6. For City News, I'm Lindsay Dunn.